Vapor face! What's up, Vape fam? Sorteal here, and welcome to the Vaporworks lab. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the new intro. I really like the original, but I kind of wanted to play with some new ideas for intros. If you've got an idea for an intro for this channel, let me know and I'll see if I can work something up kind of similar. I definitely want to have newer intros more regularly, like maybe every 6 months or so. I noticed a lot of reviewers kind of get one intro and they'll use that for like 5 years and then finally switch it up. But I think it's just kind of fun to add new intros here and there. I've also been working on some bumpers for live streaming, but I really kind of want to get my follower count up some before I start live streaming, because I feel like I would just be doing it for nobody, you know, occasionally. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we are here to talk about today is the Valhalla V2 Micro from Vaperz Cloud. Now, I'm not huge on large rebuildables, but the Valhalla Mini, which is a 30mm RDA, and very funny that your Mini is 30mm, but I really liked that RDA. It actually had really good flavor for a 30mm atomizer. But when I heard that Vaperz Cloud was going to do a 25mm version of the Valhalla, I definitely had to get my hands on it. It reminds me a lot of the Nightmare 25, except instead of the Nightmare's kind of clamp down system for your coils, it has more of a drop-in post type of design. And I really think that that clamp down system was probably the only thing that kept me from liking the Nightmare 25 as much as I do, say, the Asgard Mini. But what we're going to do today is we're going to throw some of these. These are Coil Clout Aliens. They come out to 0.12. Throw some of these in there. We will wick it, juice it, vape it, tell you guys what I think. Also, if you go to Coil Clout, I'll have down here somewhere. You go to Coil Clout and you put in the coupon code of Vaporworks Lab, you will get 10% off your order. It's very cool that they did that. I had no idea I even had that coupon code for the longest time, and kind of stumbled upon the email saying, hey, throw up this, you know, coupon code and your followers can get some money off. So that's pretty darn cool. The last time I ordered, he actually threw in some razor's edge shears for absolutely nothing. He just emailed me and said, hey, you want a coily tool or you want some razor's edge shears? I'm just going to throw it in your whole order. I was like, hell yeah, give me the shears. I can always use extra cotton shears. All right, let's dive down here and take a look at this Valhalla Micro. Now, this is the packaging that your Valhalla Micro will come in. It's kind of standard, you know, Vaperz Cloud packaging. It says Valhalla V2 Micro RDA 25mm. This one is matte black. Let's take a look. And there is the RDA itself. What we got here? Our giant Allen key. Now, I really dig just the overall look of this. I love the Valhalla kind of logo. And I believe that's about the only branding on this thing that you have. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Now, I've got the copper pin in here. It comes with the squonk pin pre-installed, and it's one that Vaperz Cloud has been using for a little bit, where these two teeny little grub screws here, you can actually take one of them out and screw it down into the squonk pin to kind of easily switch between, you know, squonking or non-squonking. But it still kind of leaks a little bit here and there. So I always just feel like this should always be included. Luckily it was, so I just went ahead and swapped it out. Got your screws to take out, you know, one side of your posts here. You got honeycomb airflow. It's very similar to, say, the Asgard Mini, in the fact there is an insert in here and you kind of turn the whole actual top cap to close down the airflow some. Let's throw this on a mod real quick. We'll throw it on the Gower 21 here. And the rest of what you get in the packaging for this is you get your different Allen keys. This is to get those little kind of grub screwy Allen key screws to plug in your squonk pin. This bigger one right here is to get the squonk pin all the way out. And then you have an extra drip tip. I really like this one. It's kind of a low profile. Get some extra O-rings. That's the original squonk pin that came with it, but you'll have the copper plated 510 pin, extra grub screws, the usual deal. Nothing really else going on the packaging, just like most Vaperz Cloud stuff. Now let's take a look at the RDA itself. And there's that deck that I was talking about. You kind of have undercoil airflow. So it comes in through here, shoots up underneath the coil itself. This is your airflow insert. Very similar to the Asgard Mini in a way, except with this one, you know, it's kind of sitting down right over top your airflow there. Then your honeycomb airflow kind of slams down, comes back up, and right underneath your coil right there. So I really dig the airflow design to this. And it's just like the Asgard Mini, and to kind of cut down your airflow, you have to turn the whole top cap itself. So we'll put our drip tip back on, put that off to the side. Now let's back these grub screws out. And this is just an absolutely simple deck to build on. It has flathead screws. So we're just going to back these out. Then let's pop our Coil Clout Aliens 3mm 0.12 ohm. Now, it's actually been a minute since I've had some Coil Clout coils, so I'm pretty excited about these. I mean, they always just look absolutely phenomenal. All right, so what are we going to cut this at? I think I'm going to do maybe a 6. I think I might actually go 5. Yeah, let's actually go 5. I think that'll work a little bit better. It'll get closer to that airflow. So easy, just kind of drop in, then clamp your screws back down, then drop in the other one. Yeah, I think 5 is going to work pretty damn good on this. For a second there, I was thinking, uh-oh, this is going to be too short. But honestly, do not think that it will. Those coils are looking damn good. We will pull up on them a little bit, position them right over top of that airflow. Damn, about like that. I think that looks pretty damn good. See what it came out to. That 0.08 at the moment. See, this is kind of one of the things I was talking about, where you really want a mod that will fire low ohms if you're wanting to build around the 0.1 to 0.12 mark, because they almost always come out under 0.1 ohms. And a lot of things like the 521 tab just would not fire this right here. But luckily, this one will. looking good. All right, got them glowing good and even. We'll let that cool down. Bust out my Amazon $5 cotton. I'm gonna cut a rather long strip because, as I've said before, with this cotton, if you tear it just directly in half, it's not quite 3 millimeters. It's just shy of that. So I'm going to cut it rather long, then cut it into pieces about like that, and just tear off a small section of it. All right, so wick this bad boy up. And if it's anything like the 30 millimeter, which, you know, it should be, it's the same deck, just shrunk down. It's really easy to wick this whole thing up. All right. Then just to hair outside the base of the deck is where you want to cut it. So it should look about like that. That's damn near perfect. Then we're going to brush our cotton out some. Little under action from Mike Vapes. Get our excess off. Do this there's really rarely ever much excess, even brushing it out with this cotton. All right. It's really just a simple kind of swoop and tuck. I think that's looking pretty good. Now, what are we going to juice it up with? Now, you guys have heard me talk about my, I'm actually going to swap over here. You guys have heard me talk about my vanilla or my Oreo vanilla pudding pie e-liquid recipe. Well, I kind of wanted just a Oreo pudding. We actually went to the grocery not too long ago and I got some Oreo pudding, made it up, and it was delicious. And I'm not big on just pre-mixed pudding stuff. I kind of like from scratch pudding a little bit better, but the Oreo pudding was actually really good. So it kind of got me to thinking, hey, I should do just a straight Oreo pudding recipe. But because I just cannot seem to get kind of the cookies and cream type of flavor, I can't really one up what I did with my O's vanilla pudding pie. So I use kind of the same concept and the same flavorings for just the overall Oreo kind of cookies and cream flavor, but then did, you know, more just a straight pudding. It's kind of similar to the O's vanilla pudding pie recipe, just without the kind of chocolate crust or the crumbles on top, but it turned out really good. I actually wasn't going to post it to all the flavors because it was so similar to the other recipe, until I just found myself constantly going for this instead of the O's vanilla pudding pie. Not that the O's vanilla pudding pie is bad at all, just seemed like I like this one just a little bit more. All right, let's juice this up. Very excited to use these coils. It has been a while since I've used any Coil Clout coils, so I am pumped. Actually, during this order, I could have swore, because I ordered these coils right here that were using these aliens, and then I ordered some mech aliens that actually came out to 0.08, and the reason I got them was actually I have the Hell Vape series coming. So I knew with those, if I put those in a series deck like that, they would come out to about 0.32, somewhere around there, which would be perfect for dual coil in the series. And I could have swore I ordered 2 sets of those coils. And even the shop app said that that's what I had ordered. But what I got was 1 set of those mech aliens and 1 set of these. But when I actually went back and looked through it, that's all I had been charged. And even when I went and looked at the confirmation email and everything, yeah, that was all I'd ordered. So I don't know what I did there. I'm assuming I changed it at the last minute, thinking, they're not going to work for triple coil. So why would I order 2 sets? I'll just use it as dual when I get the series in. Plus, I already had some 0.06 parallel aliens, so I knew I could use those if I wanted to do a triple coil build on the series at a later time. All right, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna juice it up just a little bit more here. This Oreo pudding is a dark e-liquid because it uses 1-on-1's O's cookie, which is an extremely dark chocolate cookie flavoring, but it's really, really good. All right, put our top cap back on. Kind of has to go a particular way just to make sure you line up that bottom airflow right here with kind of the slit on the airflow insert right there. But once you get it down, it just pops straight on there really good. All right. Now I'm actually going to throw this on a mech, and actually let me swap over. I'm going to throw this on the orange Dreamer right here. So I've been using that white Tarn Max with the Recurve V2, that gold one that we did up that, almost blew up on me. So I was pretty anxious to try something else with the orange Dreamer. All right, so we got our orange Dreamer. Let's stick this on here. Let's make sure our Valhalla is going to fire at an adequate wattage. So let's just crank it up to 100. Add some more liquid and see how it does. Oh man. All right, yeah, let's stick this on the Dreamer, vape on it a little more, and I'll tell you guys what I think overall about this one. Drip a little bit more liquid in here and have a toot. Wow. The flavor off this thing is amazing. It's even better than the 30mm mini version. And right up there with the Nightmare 25. Let's cut the airflow down a little bit, see how it does. This is just turning it. I've got maybe a quarter of the airflow cut down. That is really good. The airflow off this is extremely smooth. And these aliens are just banging. They are super flavorful. I'm really digging these Coil Clout Aliens. I don't know if you guys saw, but it did come out exactly to 0.12. So kind of like Twisted Timmy's, Coil Clout coils almost always come out to exactly whatever it says on the package. So make sure you guys go and check out Coil Clout. They have all kinds of different styles of coils, and there's really no wrong choice. And like I said, when you go check out, put in the discount code Vaporworks Lab, you'll get 10% off. And they are very, very much worth it. All right, so what do I think about this Valhalla Micro? If I was going to compare it to another RDA, it's very much like the Nightmare 25. It's just way easier to build on. The flavor off of it, I hate to say this, but I think it's better than the Nightmare 25, honestly. Yeah, this has absolutely fabulous flavor to this. This might be just behind an RDA for vaping. And for me, the two most flavorful RDAs out there, in my opinion, are the Asgard Mini is king, and then an RDA for vaping from Coil Turd is easily number 2. This is easily number 3 for me. I'm really blown away by the flavor off this. The airflow is just smooth. Kind of cut down about 25% like I've got it, I think is where I'm going to like it most. Let's try cutting it down even more, get a little more kind of a restrictive vape. The temperature went up, but the flavor did not go down, and that's, you know, usually what happens there. I love the look of this RDA overall. It is very kind of minimalistic, other than that kind of, you know, logo they've got going on there with the wings and the Viking helmet. But it is so flavorful, so smooth, even full open. I mean, it's such smooth airflow that, you know, my mic with the kind of noise gate on it, having a hard time picking it up. It's just not hearing it because it's so smooth. The airflow on it is so smooth. But like I said, about 25% cutoff is where I think I'm going to like it best. And I really like it with the Dreamer here. This whole setup right here is just fabulous. And it hits really good. It's actually hitting harder than most RDAs on the Dreamer. As you guys know, I love the Dreamer. It's just one of those mechs I keep going back to because it's such a smooth hit. It is hard. It's just not one of the hardest hitting, and it is rock solid consistent. Yeah, I love this Valhalla Micro RDA. So yeah, comparing it, it's very similar to the Nightmare 25 as far as kind of the airflow design. I think it has better flavor than the Nightmare 25. It's easier to build on than the Nightmare 25. And easily this is the most flavorful version of the Valhalla V2. And that really just comes down to being 25 millimeter. The kind of, you know, airflow chamber inside there is more compressed down. So there's going to be higher air pressure, and it's just going to create more flavor. But having that undercoil airflow is just outstanding, and due to the way the airflow works, you know, it's not bottom airflow, so there's, you know, obviously not going to be any type of leakage concern or anything like that. That's it, guys. Definitely get a hold of the Valhalla V2 Micro. In my opinion, it's the best out of the Valhalla line. Flavor off of it is just absolutely phenomenal. Vape on, guys, and I will catch you all in the next one.